The savannah trembles under the weight of giants, and silence is never safety. Imagine a world where every shadow could be a predator, every step a gamble, and survival was nothing more than a heartbeat away from death. What would it feel like to stand barefoot on scorched earth while colossal hyenas twice the size of modern beasts close in? Could fragile human ancestors hold their ground against jaws built to crush bones? Or would they vanish in the dust of prehistory? And what lessons does this savage chase whisper to us, echoing in today's fragile balance between humans and wildlife? The story begins at dawn. A thin mist clings to the tall grass, and a band of early humans moves silently across the savannah. Their ribs show through sunburned skin. Their eyes, sharp and restless, for hunger gnaws at them more fiercely than the dry wind. In their hands, crude stone tools, flakes chipped from river rocks, glint with a pale promise of defense. The air is heavy with the scent of carrion, and vultures circle above, tracing invisible rings in the morning sky. These hunters are not kings of their world. They are prey and predator at once, locked in a fragile dance with fate. The ground vibrates, not the steady rumble of elephants, but the sporadic pounding of beasts that stalk with patience. Out from the horizon, giant hyenas emerge, their shoulders towering higher than a man's chest, their massive jaws dripping with anticipation. Unlike the scavengers we know today, these monsters are apex hunters, brutal and coordinated, bred by millennia of survival, in a world where weakness is death. Their laughter is silent now, but the glint in their eyes is louder than thunder. The humans freeze every instinct, screaming that the chase has begun. They scatter toward the safety of thorny brush, but one figure, a young male, wiry and determined, pauses. He grips a sharpened branch, its tip hardened by fire, and plants his feet into the soil. Around him his kin dart like frightened gazelles, but he knows speed alone will not outpace the predators. The hyenas surge forward, muscles rippling under striped fur, their paws sending sprays of dust skyward.
Grunt.
A clash is inevitable. The humans form a loose crescent, brandishing their primitive tools, heart pounding in unison. Their survival depends not on individual strength, but on courage woven together. The hyenas test the line, darting in and snapping jaws close enough to taste fear. The air fills with the hiss of thrown stones, the crack of wood striking bone. It is a battle of persistence, humans wielding their minds, hyenas wielding raw power. Blood stains the earth, not yet victory, not yet defeat. But a reminder that in this era, survival was never guaranteed. This deadly chase was not just about life or death. It was the crucible that shaped humanity. To confront predators that could dismantle a body in moments demanded cooperation, foresight, and fire-hardened resolve. Every encounter etched lessons into the bones of our ancestors. Stay together. Use the land, trust the group, and never yield. Yet the echoes of that savannah struggle do not fade into the dust of millions of years. Today, humans stand in modern cities wielding technology instead of spears, but the chase continues in another form. Farmers lose livestock to lions. Children walk cautiously near crocodile-ridden rivers. Poachers clash with rangers in endless battles for territory and survival. The predator-prey dynamic, once written in tooth and claw, now plays out in politics, conservation, and the fragile coexistence between wilderness and humanity. The savannah has changed, but the chase remains eternal. And as we look back at those fiery dawns, we must ask, are we truly free from the pursuit, or have the predators simply changed shape? The sun climbs higher, and the golden haze burns away the mist. The chase surges onward, no longer a standoff but a desperate sprint across the open plain. The humans scatter toward a cluster of jagged rocks, their bare feet pounding against the earth lungs, heaving every stride a battle against exhaustion. Behind them, the giant hyenas fan out, like shadows stretching across the savannah, their snarls vibrating in the air. Each movement of the predators is calculated, relentless, designed to tire their prey before the kill. For early humans, endurance is the only weapon sharper than stone. One woman, older but fierce, carries a bundle of roots and scavenged fruits clutched to her chest. She stumbles, nearly falling, as a hyena snaps within reach, its teeth clicking shut like a trap of bone and muscle. A younger male veers toward her, shouting without words, only with the urgency of his body. He hurls a rock with both hands, striking the beast's shoulder, buying seconds that could mean life. Together, they scramble toward the rocks, breathless, their faces streaked with sweat and dust. Every gesture tells a story of loyalty, of kinship, of a bond forged by necessity in the crucible of survival. The hyenas do not relent. They circle the rocks, their laughter breaking through now harsh, mocking echoes that rattle the humans' nerves. From atop the jagged stones, the tribe huddles, spears and rocks, raised eyes darting from one predator to the next. The beasts are patient. They know hunger will erode human courage, that thirst will make hands tremble. The standoff stretches time, thickening like sap. The air smells of fear and anticipation, a timeless perfume of survival. At last, a hyena lunges. It bounds up the slope, jaws wide, and for a heartbeat, the world freezes. Then the young male drives his fire-hardened spear into its chest, the impact echoing with a dull crack. The predator thrashes, teeth gnashing, blood soaking the earth below. The tribe erupts into a frenzy. Stones crash against bone sticks, strike fur. The humans shouting with the thunder of survival itself. It is not elegance, but desperation, a storm of willpower against nature's brutality. The hyena falls, its final growl swallowed by dust. The others hesitate, circling wider, testing the resolve of these fragile yet defiant creatures. In the silence that follows, humans raise their arms high, not in triumph, but in sheer relief. For one fleeting moment, the balance tilts. They have survived not by strength, but by unity. Around the carcass, vultures descend, shrieking, demanding their share. The tribe gathers close, guarding their hard-fought meal, knowing that even in victory, survival is temporary. This ancient scene is more than prehistory. It is the seed of strategy, of community, of defiance against overwhelming odds. And today, though, the predators wear different skins. The essence of that chase persists. In Africa's reserves, lions stalk cattle herds, and farmers must decide, protect their livelihood or protect the predators that conservationists fight to save. In rural villages across Asia, humans battle elephants, trampling crops, an echo of those primeval confrontations. Survival still dances on the knife's edge between coexistence and conflict. The Savannah chase millions of years ago was not just a battle of flesh. It was the shaping of identity, of resilience, of humanity itself. And the question remains, when predators no longer vanish but adapt to modern landscapes, can humanity still endure the chase without losing the balance of the wild? The air grows heavy again as dusk approaches and the savannah's long shadows creep over the earth. The humans, weary from the clash, retreat deeper into the shelter of stone and thorn. Children cling to their mothers, their wide eyes reflecting the fading light. The hunters crouch nearby, scanning the horizon, knowing the night brings not safety, but greater peril. Hyenas are not the only hunters in this land. Giant lions prowl the darkness, snakes stir in the tall grass, and vultures roost above, waiting for weakness. The savannah is not a home, but a crucible, a place where life is tempered through fire and fear. As the first stars pierce the sky, the tribe gathers around a small flame. Fire is their shield, their symbol of defiance, the thin line that separates prey from predator. Its flickering glow paints their faces in gold and shadow, their expressions etched with exhaustion, but also quiet pride. They gnaw at roasted roots and scraps of scavenged meat, their bodies trembling with fatigue, yet their spirits bound tightly together. The young male who drove his spear into the hyena sits apart, his eyes fixed on the carcass they left behind. For him, the chase has not ended. It will never truly end. Every hunt, every escape, every heartbeat is part of the same eternal struggle. And across millions of years, that struggle echoes into the modern world. In the wilds of India, farmers build fences of thorns and metal to protect their fields from prowling tigers. In Africa, rangers patrol dusty tracks, balancing the survival of lions with the survival of families whose cattle are everything they own. In the frozen north, wolves and humans still dance in rivalry, one searching for food, the other fighting to protect it. The predators may no longer tower twice the height of a man, but the weight of fear remains the same. The chase has evolved, not disappeared. Today, the predator may not only wear fur and fangs, it may wear the face of drought that empties rivers, storms that flatten homes, or diseases that strike unseen. Humanity continues to run, continues to fight, continues to endure. And though technology has granted walls of steel and weapons of fire, the essence is unchanged. Just as our ancestors stood in trembling unison against the giant hyenas, we too must face our predators together or fall divided. The savannah chase was never just about escaping death. It was about becoming something greater than fear. Every stone thrown, every spear raised, every fire lit in the dark carved humanity into what it is today, a species that refuses to surrender. And as we stand now, masters of cities and machines, we must ask ourselves, have we truly outrun the predators? Or do they still run beside us in different forms? Because in the end, the savannah was not just a battlefield of tooth and claw. It was a mirror showing humanity what it meant to fight, to endure, and to rise. The chase continues both then and now. And perhaps the deadliest predator is not the hyena, not the lion, not the storm, but the silence of forgetting what it took to survive.